out information on a subject that candidate Trump and President Trump flat out refused to disclose anything about, namely Donald Trump's taxes. Tonight, the White House is addressing that subject. Our Jim Acosta joins us with the very latest. Jim?
Yeah. Anderson, that's right. The White House is trying to get ahead of a story that is floating out there right now. It's about to be reported that President Trump back in 2005 paid $38 million in taxes on $150 million in income. There's a report out there that his 2005 tax return was obtained, and that's where that information is coming from. And so the White House is trying to get ahead of this story because obviously the president has refused time and again to release any of his tax returns. But, of course, it looks like this 2005 return is getting out there. We have not obtained it over here at CNN, but we have obtained a pretty scathing statement from the White House. They are none too pleased about this. Let me read this and put this up on screen for you. It says, "You know you are desperate for ratings when you're willing to violate the law to push a story about 2 pages of tax returns from over a decade ago. Before being elected president, Mr. Trump was one of the most successful businessmen in the world with a responsibility to his company, his family, and his employees to pay no more tax than legally required. That being said, Mr. Trump paid $38 million, even after taking into account large-scale depreciation for construction on an income of more than $150 million, as well as paying tens of millions of dollars in other taxes such as sales and excise taxes and employment taxes. And this illegally published return proves just that. Despite this substantial income figure and tax paid, it is totally illegal to steal and publish tax returns. The dishonest media can continue to make this part of their agenda, while the president will focus on his, which includes tax reform that will benefit all Americans." So, Anderson, it does appear that even though the White House did not want this information out there, they didn't obviously want this tax return made public. They're not disputing what's in that 2005 tax return. As a matter of fact, they're trying to get ahead of the story by essentially giving the rest of us some of the pertinent information there. But this just goes to show you, and I think this almost escalates the desire of many out there to obtain these tax returns. It sort of makes it the holy grail of all holy grails when it comes to covering President Trump, when it's this sort of closely held secret, when he doesn't want to return or release his tax returns to this extent. I think it's just going to make people want to see those tax returns even more.